Reflection of water, reflection of water, children, reflection of water. I don't know when you're gonna use it. I don't know. Ho, ho, ho. It's really playing games. The Extinction Curse on the GM Cram. And joining me today are my faithful players. Brian is Faith the Tiefling Monk.
Hello?
Garrett is Fabian the Catfolk Rogue.
Hello.
Ross is Oarshus, Lizard Folk Swashbuckler.
Hi.
Ross, again, as Edward Calder, the half-elf summoner. Almost said Oracle.
Now with new and improved water raising and lowering ability.
Woo! And Patrick is Horatio, the half-elf wizard.
It would be pretty cool to be able to just breathe water.
Yeah, no.
I want
it's
that.
A very cool power. I'm sure it will come in handy at some point.
As long as it's not an either or thing.
Oh, yeah.
Water or
Drown
air.
yourself.
Water, right?
Ooh.
If you cast breathe water on somebody and they're not in water, do they start to suffocate?
No.
I guess we'll
It's
find
magic.
out.
Can you use it offensively?
You all now have such the ability as the next resonant reflection you've gathered from an Aeon Tower has been bestowed upon you all. The reflection of water, as this was the Wellspring Tower, which once issued forth a stream of water into the Swordlands, and now no longer the spring is dried. You find yourselves at the top of this tower, having braved the Zulgath Guardians, a Roper, an Acid Dart Trap, 2 alchemical golems, and then finally this strange machine at the top of the tower. All these devices and complicated machinery, most of it alchemical in nature. This crystal that seemed to have been siphoning off the energy of the Aeon Orb hovering above in the tower, and you can see through the shaft now that the dull light has grown a little bit brighter. It seems the effect has worn off from the machine having stopped it, and now you have this reflection of life, a reflection of water. So, it remains to you all now what you choose to do. There seems to be no other entrances or exits from this room besides the shaft above and the shaft with the lift going down below. But if there's anything else you wish to investigate or do in this room before you depart.
The crystal that the energy was being siphoned into, can we take
Yes.
it?
It's big. It's like multiple feet in diameter, right?
So,
How many bulk is it?
It is a giant crystal. It thrums. Let's see. So, there is still some residual energy floating within it. It's still connected to the devices and whatnot. You shut off the machine, but still the wiring is hooked up to this crystal. But the it's it's 3 feet in diameter. So it is a honkin' big piece of crystal in this housing right there. So you could try to carry it, but I'd say it's probably, I don't know, the neighborhood of like 8 bulk or so.
That's definitely gonna encumber me.
Could we destroy some of this stuff or the crystal? I mean, I feel like whoever just
before we
wanted.
just push it off and watch it smash.
Before we destroy anything, can I tell what it was trying to do? Other than divert energy, but like for what purpose? Is there any?
Sure. Let's see here. So, looking about, scanning this room and spending some time up here, you do notice that there are these thin metal sheets, and these sheets seem to be carved with language and then these diagrams, and some of the diagrams matches up some of the machinery and how it's arrayed here in the room. and these sheets are all together on like a ring of metal. So it's as if you took like notes or a notebook, but the actual pieces of paper were instead pieces of metal. The thing is that the language on there is Undercommon. Does anyone speak Undercommon? Oh, Horatio, there you go. Having the erudite mind that you do. So you see notes about this machine. It's a specialized device to siphon energy off of the Aeon Orb. It is trying to deplete the energy of it, kind of storing all the energy from the Aeon Orb into the crystal, but it's a long process. The Aeon Orb gives off such power, though diminished, it's still a lot contained within it. There is notes there about how the machine is activated, how it deactivates. There's a bit more to kind of the different things and how the different parts of the machine work together and work in tandem. But beyond that, there doesn't seem to be another ulterior motive. It seems that no, this was just to drain the energy from the Aeon Orb. It eventually wanted to completely deactivate it. You also gather from that the crystal will contain this energy from the Aeon Orb, but were the crystal to be removed or moved away from the machine, it would quickly lose its power. It's only here contained with the aid of all the machinery there. So,
would the power go back to the orb? Is there anything we could do to reverse it?
Nothing particularly stands out from the notes, and there's no seemingly indicate. The machine definitely was not designed in any way, shape, or form to give anything back. It was meant to just take and take and take, and absorb as much as it could.
Don't you just swap the pluses and minuses and reverse the polarity?
If only it were that simple. And these Zolgath's notes, they seem to have built this machine for a singular purpose, to drain the orb.
Well, maybe the orb will regain its power on its own.
It does seem to be, you noticed before climbing up the tower that it would occasionally grow dim and dull and then come back. Now it seems to be this kind of constant light that is circling around the top of the tower.
All right, cool. I'm going to hit Marion with an evolution surge that he can fly. And I'm going to have him search the top of the tower above us.
All right. You do quick spell and then just Superman launching up through the tube, going through the shaft, up, up, up. And then eventually Marion peeks out over the top of the tower. This wide view of the flat landscape, occasionally off in the distance, rolling hills, forests and farmlands, rivers and lakes in the distance, the ocean to the north, and this wide open expanse of the Swordlands. It's the middle of the afternoon. There's a few clouds in the sky. It's still, winter, so there's a bit of a breeze, and especially up in this altitude now, this cold comes a little bit through Marion and their ghostly ephemeral form. Looking about at the top, no, there just is kind of a flat space, sort of similar to where you guys fought the Zolgath boss at the top of the other tower, the Aaron Tower, back in the day. Well, in-game, like a few weeks ago. A few months ago. But there's no other kind of passageway down. It doesn't seem like there's like a staircase that goes up to the very top of the tower. There's just the shaft going down and then the orb orbiting around above it. So it's just kind of the shaft opens up, but it's a flat roof. And you see really no other Zolgaths or anything else around the base of the tower. It seems kind of around. The surroundings seem to be clear, the best that Mary can tell.
All right.
No ominous storms in the distance or anything?
Far off in the distance, the darkness of gathering clouds. No, I mean, there's probably some storms somewhere that you can see from this vantage point, but,
All right.
not much.
I guess we're done here.
Oh, we are going to destroy this stuff, right? We can't just leave it here to be reset up as soon as we leave. It's not like
Yeah,
it's a guard
let's-
between-
Do we smash the crystal or the machines or both?
Move the crystal so it loses its power, and then break the machines.
Smash. Crash.
All right. So, having separated the components and whatnot, you take special care to break everything apart down to its base components as best you can, just smashing and then smash it once more just for good measure, moving the crystal apart. After a short while, the machine just lies in utter ruins. The crystal now grows dark and no longer produces that occasional glow of energy.
It's fun.
Base, work floor, cumbered 9. Pick up the crystal, I guess. And are we taking the crystal somewhere?
I mean,
3
just
foot wide crystal.
We could drop it down the shaft, see what
That's
happens.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not climbing with it down. I mean, I suppose I could, but it would
that
just be.
elevator shaft, just kind of drop it down there and see what happens.
Hopefully, it doesn't explode and take out the tower.
Is it worth anything?
Well, it
It is a
seems
big
to be like, deep underground crystal, probably from the Darklands. But as to what a crystal of that size might be worth, it probably depends. Probably more to a wizard or an alchemist than to anybody else. Kind of the farmer folk over here in the Swordlands probably wouldn't have that much use for it.
I mean, it would look very cool on a table,
cool.
or it
Someone like
would
Opera
look
Vandy might be able to
cool.
afford it for ornamentation purposes, but
We could. I should probably see how much bulk I have in.
I'll stick to my guns. 8 bulk of crystal, if you
bulk
wish to
of crystal.
carry it.
We have a bag of holding, right? Yes? No?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how much
There's probably
I have in the bag of
dimensions
holding.
fitting into a bag. It's
Yeah, also if
probably-
it's 3 feet.
We can take turns carrying it, or
I can carry it. I would just be encumbered.
well, what if
very
we
slowly.
carry it?
Let me see. Bag of holding. Because it would be very cool to take it back and just have this giant crystal in one of our acts or something.
We
Fucking crystal,
walked
great.
here, didn't we?
Do I have a spell for that?
Yeah.
Did
Not today. I don't have a spell for that.
Yep. You are several miles. from
Diminish
the-
or shrink or something.
The wizard consults his spells.
Don't think.
If I look at this platform,
Hmm?
does it look like it could hold something of 8 bulk?
Probably the winch there is pretty sturdy. So.
Okay.
I had to get it up here? Whoever mysteriously brought it up here.
Presumably.
Can Marion carry it?
probably use a dinosaur.
If Marion is able to carry 8 bulk of physical object.
Like, if Marion can carry objects, then yes, he can carry 8 bulk. But I don't know if carrying it is underneath the purview of Eidolons can't use items.
Oh, they can't use items?
They can't activate usually.
Well, yeah, they can't activate items. And what counts as activating an item? I don't know. It's vague.
Oh, I was gonna try to break the rules Monday then. Luckily, I didn't have the action economy for it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were trying to yeah.
Can they not use a wand?
No.
Oh, so sad. Before you do
No, floating disc is up to 5 bulk of objects specifically, and there's no heighten.
Really? Huh.
That's very sad, Pathfinder. Why do you do this to us?
Wait,
It's
do you
balanced.
have floating disc prepared?
Oh no, we'd
Okay.
have to come back tomorrow anyway.
I mean, we could just redistribute all of Orarsh's gear so that he can carry everything, or so that he can carry this whole crystal and he doesn't have to worry about, I don't know, his backpack.
I mean, oh, if it's egg, I guess that's true. I could
Yeah, I can
strip down and
I can carry
it.
4 bulk worth of stuff with including what I have now and not be encumbered. Well, I would be. If my encumbered is 8 and I carry 8 bulk worth of stuff, and my encumbered is have to be over that number.
I think over.
Okay. I would be at exactly 8, although there's probably some
Yeah,
rounding
I would say
there.
it says gear in your Eidolon can't wear or use magic items. That's just more the relationship of how magic works to this extension of
Yeah.
yourself.
Sure.
Like the magic item doesn't recognize that it's a different thing. It's like, oh, the magic item just applies to you both
No.
universally. So I'll say, yeah, seems like your Eidolon could, interact with things in the environment. They get hit by physical magic and physical attacks and things like that.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just have Marion carry it because he doesn't have any equipment.
This big
What's
old
his
crystal,
encumbered?
even beyond in
Oh,
this
okay.
strange form, Marion is forced to shoulder burdens like this big ass crystal.
Like an unseen servant, except seen.
Yeah, reduced to but
Yeah, he's got a +3 strength modifier.
Well, commanding Marion, you take up this big giant crystal and have it with you. You have the lift before you, which is still usable, still workable. If you want to go down one at a time, you can also reach from the lift when you're on it and hit the lever and have it send you down. But
Yeah, that works.
alrighty. So if no other business here at the top of the tower, one by one you descend back down through the hole, back to the chamber with the golem's big crystal in tow.
Okay. So yeah, remember about the dart trap.
Yeah. We
Yep.
wrote a note.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh right.
Marion can fly with the crystal, right?
For 1 minute every 10 minutes.
Yeah, they just fly over the dart trap.
Yeah. So I forgot. Orarshis has the light, so he has to go first.
I climb.
All right, you go lizard on the wall once more.
I climb and hope that climb.
We'll just. Oh, let us blind people in the dark.
Alrighty.
Oh my goodness.
Follow you.
It's calling back and forth like, come on, let's go.
Maybe we need to get more light.
Hello.
Never been a problem until these recent dungeons.
Yeah, it's weird. Like when we had to like 9th level, and like suddenly we don't have enough light.
Wait a minute. All right, you do get to the sign on the floor that you left that the trap is in here. Arshus, you come forward the chamber as much as you left it, but you know what dangers these cracks and holes in the walls contain.
All right, I'll just go ahead and evolution surge Marion again so that he can fly over.
Okay.
Is there a way we can like acrobatics through to avoid activating them or something?
I'll be up in this corner, like Spider-Man.
All right. Oh well, teleporting through it definitely will help. With the movement step.
So I can teleport to there. That was what I can see.
That's a somatic spell with 2 A's.
Yes, it's somatic.
Mauricio, if you, yeah, it would be just basically trying to parkour and wall run best you can to try and avoid activating pressure plates and trying to avoid touching as many surfaces as you can around this chamber. As Marion kind of flies through without touching anything, it doesn't seem to set off anything at this point. So that does seem to work.
What if
If Faith double teleports, just kind of boop, boop. Also same thing. Teleporting
So
seems to work.
we have like climbing kits. What if we drove like pitons into the walls and then I climbed and then people followed the expert?
That seems like it would just take a long time.
Okay. Well, just an idea. I'm not the
Yeah.
That's the
smartest.
first time.
I just think climbing is the
30
answer to
feet
everything.
of rope through the middle of the chamber, so you're not touching anything.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all don't want to climb, your loss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I say we just split through.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Well-
cast mirror image and then run. That's what I'm gonna do.
How if we crawl? Like how high did the darts blow? Do we have any sense of? Could you
So
crawl
when
under
you
them?
were in
or-
here a few moments ago, the dart mechanisms behind the holes in the wall seem to have kind of like pivoting motion, so they could hit something that's up a bit higher, down low. They were able to kind of shoot through these holes here and aim these darts in pretty much any direction within the hallway. So it is probably going through. You may suffer a round of darts, but goal being just to move as quickly as possible.
Make sure nobody
Well, we
is
the
there
first
by
time.
themselves. Oh no, they target different creatures, right? Or can they target the
There seem to
same?
be 3 firing mechanisms that kind of fired all over the place.
Yeah, let's just run for it.
Yeah, let's count to 3 and do our best.
I'll hold the light here while y'all run through.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Edward, Fabian, Horatio. 1, 2, 3.
On
And-
-4, I'm gonna cast mirror image.
You all run through the chamber. So, you are all
Around
in the
-4.
process of running.
10.
As you go through and kind of reach the midpoint there's the but I'll say the lot of you, all 5 of you, are attempting to then flee after that. So there will be one round of darts that come out, and I will see who they target, because they're all in the hallway at the moment. So one goes at Fabian.
Okay,
Let's see here.
I dodge. Matrix.
One
hell.
goes at Faith, and one goes at Archist. So, Fabian, let's see. That is a 39 to hit you.
Oh
Does
damn!
does that create
So I
you?
just get crit by a dart.
Ouch.
Oh, okay.
Buddy.
Well, let's
So that's
do anything on a crit.
20 piercing and 34 acid damage. So 54 points of damage.
There goes my cockiness.
Against Faith, that's a 47 to hit you.
Yeah, that'll
Also-
crit.
That'll crit, okay.
I mean, it would crit twice if it matters.
That's 22 piercing and 40 acid damage, so 62 points of damage. And then versus Oarshisk, that's only a 32 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, that's only 12 points of piercing and 18 points of acid damage. So there is a hustle, and then the machinery and the processes that have to go into something like this are, again, very complicated, and the machines being able to balance and detect where there's different weight distributions within the entirety of the hallway. I mean, they had to do something here to get this trap to work as effectively as it did. But that being said, speeding through and just bull rushing your way through the hallway, the darts do come in, lingering acid singes and burns a few of you, but after a single round of running, you are able to run in the hallway down this way and make your way further down and away from this horrible trap.
I don't like that at all. Let's
For a
never
way
come
to
back
disarm that on the other side.
Everybody down the
Yes.
hall.
I
That'll
mean,
be
there
annoying.
must be.
Just a giant lever we didn't notice.
This big obvious lever, like, hey, it's right here, guys. No, it's again the way these things are in the wall, and that there's not huge bits of stone missing that or seem to indicate movement. I mean, it's befuddling a little bit to how this trap works the way it does. But with that, you reach the exterior here, the switchback stairs going down the Wellspring Tower. From this vantage point, you can look down and notice a small glimmering something. And as you make your way slowly down the switchback stairs on the side of the tower, you can see that the spring has once more started to bubble. Just a small trickle, and there's just a little bit of mud mostly in this little path going down and away from the tower. But it seems whatever you've done to destroy the machine and restore the Aeon Orb back to its former glory has also restored the energy it has to produce water from the Wellspring Tower.
Yay!
But nothing else dogs your journey as you descend down the outside of the tower.
No shoonies.
Nope, none that you can see so far. You return once more to the outside of the Wellspring Tower. The journey ahead, yours to take.
That didn't cure our curse.
Nope.
Like,
I mean, we
doom
don't know.
clock.
Might have. But I think to cure the curse, we got to go back to. Was it Old Crew's place?
Yeah, mark off Wellspring Tower. You did it.
Is there another tower nearby?
So, knowing what you know about the Swordlands and whatnot, you know that there are a couple other towers, and they're a bit far from you. So, from where you are, kind of southeast several miles, there's the Old Forest Tower, and then to the southwest, there is the Life Root Stone. So they are a good bit away, over a day's journey to get as far that way, and that's just if it were a straight shot as the crow flies.
Just y'all are still cursed, and
Two of us.
hoping that was, the nearby place was going to address that, but it hasn't. So, I mean, we went to the Kuru's place. We didn't find anything except for
we did find something, and that is
dead horses.
probably the key to figuring out what's going on is that haunt. Because remember, we decided to leave. We didn't defeat the haunt. We didn't solve it. We closed the door and walked away.
What you did gather
go
from
back.
that was,
I mean, that's a kind of solution.
It is. It most certainly is. I mean, the best you tell, yes, this is some sort of ghostly possession of this cursed place. It's the kind of thing that does require an exorcism. Someone specialized in removing spirits, malevolent spirits from the place. You need some kind of priest or someone, with great religious knowledge to be able to kind of deal with that. that is what you would know in terms of like how do we fix something like this.
Maybe Fernie has a priest?
You are not far from Fernie.
We could go see Fernie.
Oh, it looks like Fernie's kind of a small town, though.
Fernie is a small town. That's where the Shunies
Carrick
live.
is the only town that has a star.
Yes, Carrick is kind of the main town in this region. It's where your circus is still at, where Albert Vandy and the Vandy House is the most prominent settlement around here.
Anyone know of any famous priests in this area, or well-known religious buildings or structures? I mean, aren't some of you from this
Horatio.
area? Yeah.
Horatio lived here for like a couple of years.
I do follow the goddess of like wandering and travel, so I don't think there's a temple of Desna here, but
No. There is a temple of Abadar, of course, an administrative center around here, and there is a priest of Abadar there. He's been there for quite some time. It's an elderly priest by the name of Jamaig Hendry, who is also a tax collector for the region.
Does he do actual priest things, though, or is he just like that other priest from that we dealt with?
Hey, that other priest helped us. Didn't he cure petrification or something like that?
he's the one who cured my feeble mind.
The feeble mind, that's right. He did something
Yeah.
important. I remember that.
Of course, being nice is not necessarily attractive to a cleric of Abadar. He's going to want cash money.
Maybe we can barter this giant crystal.
It's an immeasurable wealth because we can't measure it. We have no way of knowing.
It's true.
Yeah. I want to go to Fernie. Let's go to Fernie.
Seems like the kind of place that would have a cleric of Erastil.
Okay, well,
Very
we've only got a
pastoral.
doom clock over our heads, but whatever. Let's sightsee in Fernie.
Take a short break so I can replace all those hit points that we lost 2 minutes ago.
And who knows? Maybe the Shunies have helpful information of some kind.
Right.
Alrighty. So decide, we're in the neighborhood. Let's go visit the pug folk.
Yeah.
So you.
We're
make
not
your way.
sightseeing, it's a fact-finding mission.
Following
We're
a
definitely
lead.
not coming here because these people, these humanoid people, are adorable.
They are quite. So, a little close to 6 miles journey. So that will take you a couple hours to go along there, bringing you into the evening a little bit as you all come to this town.
Can we be healed on the way?
Yes, you have ample opportunity to take a pit stop and rest up.
Okay.
Go, Mary. Should I make some rolls, or we just assume that I did
Go for
it? Rolling.
Rolling.
I want to do. What's my button? There it is. All right.
Ooh.
I succeeded. Somebody gets 53 hit points.
Take it. That brings me back up.
Somebody gets 52 hit points. That was 2 natural 20s. Those are 2 crits. I'm gonna stop adventuring for the day after this. Oh, there we go. I did 6 damage to myself. How many points do I have?
Who got hit? The 3 of us, right? Yes. Okay. So that last one was on you,
Yeah, the
Brian?
last one was me, so the middle one was you. 'Cause
Okay, so 52. Got it.
my DC was 30, so I gained 52 minus 8 plus 52.
44.
Alrighty. if there's no other healing to be done, then party makes their way through pastoral lands, farms, bit of a chill
down.
in this
I am down to more hit points.
late month of what is it? Toil Day, 22nd of Kuthona, 4720, almost at the end of the year. What a year it's been so far. But you pass in to a little town they like to call Fernie.
Oh my gosh. It's like some screenshot from some old text-based point and click adventure.
Before long, you notice the predominance of Shunies through here. It's a small village, make no mistake. It's a farming village, but just how perfectly quaint it is. They are small, squat buildings. The Shunies are diminutive in size and kind of hunched over. Some of them look your way and with the tongues lolling, kind of do a little bit of a wave to you. You see one down by there just fishing, and even though the water is a bit cold and splashing up from the trout fished from the stream, the Shuni is just perfectly content with their life and what they've got going on here. You see there's a fierce protector looking one kind of standing guard over there, but that's about the only armed Shuni that you see through all of these different people here. And they're all living this very pleasant Studio Ghibli-esque life of these dog folk in this little village. You see there's a couple kind of nudge to each other and point out to you, and you recognize the Shunies that you rescued the other day from the Bullets, and they are appreciative, and one of them goes, and after a little bit you see the Shuni kind of here in the middle on a staff, seems to be a bit older, kind of coming forward, looking to you all as you approach the middle of the village, and says,
Yes, you must be the ones that they told us about. I welcome you all to our village. I am Elder Rushaya. I suppose I'm in charge here, though I don't quite fit the role. But welcome. You are most welcome here to stay as long as you like. You've helped us out, and we believe one good turn deserves another.
Well met, Elder.
I guess are the ones we helped doing okay?
Looks over and they kind of nod and speak some words of appreciation. Rushaya says, yes, they returned to us. They told us, unfortunately, that one was lost amongst their band, but, well, the Swordlands have been getting more dangerous every year, so I don't blame you in the slightest. These things are going to happen. Now it seems with more frequency, and we must have the resolve to get past it when they do.
Yes, we're on something of a mission to try and alleviate that problem.
Oh, so you are heroes. The stories are not exaggerated. Excellent.
No. But to that end, we were wondering, we are here on a fact-finding mission. We are looking for a powerful holy man, someone that might help us break a curse on the family.
Oh, well, I wish I knew someone off the top of my head. I've been here for quite some time, all my life, in fact, and most of the holy folk and the temple goers and all that they stick to Matt and Cleve or Carrick, some of those big time city places. But beyond that, there's one of our folk, a spirit singer named Boralu. Perhaps if you are dealing with the spectral realm and with spirits, Boralu would be able to help you. Last I heard, they were by Castanley, down that way.
That is very helpful, thank you.
Boralu.
Of course.
Ask them if if any of their people have been like dying suddenly, maybe it's just. Is it just humans that are dying suddenly, or?
Well, besides the unfortunate event of yesterday, no, our folk have mostly kept safe, thankfully. I've heard some of the rumors, some of the stories coming out of Carrick. It seems quite disturbing, but I don't believe it does affect our little village here, thankfully.
That's good to hear.
Also, do you happen to have any information about, well, about the Aeon towers of the area?
Oh, the old towers. Yes. Well, there's the rumor that the Wellspring Tower, which you're closest to, dried up completely. A damn shame that waters used to flow from there regularly. Well, now things are not looking so good. The old Forest Tower, it's a ways away, and through the thicket and underbrush. It's hard to get over there, and there are stories of dark things lurking in the woods, monsters and worse. And then the Life Root Stone, well, that's a bit far from me. I don't usually get over in that direction, but well, you'll pass near Castanley, and maybe Borlu will help you down that way. Sorry, I can't be as much use to you in these kind of things, but we are but simple farmers.
You have been very helpful. Thank you.
Of course. And if there's anything else we can do while you're staying here, please make yourselves at home.
Okay.
The Elder Rushaya kind of turns and goes and leaves. The Fernies, in this evening hour, kind of going about their business and whatnot, but there's a bit of a clearing in the midst of this village. And across the clearing, in the evening, the sun beginning to set, Horatio, you look across this dusty farmland square, and as you do so, your heart catches in your throat as there is a familiar face staring back at you across the way. You're muted.
You're muted.
Stunned into silence.
Stunned into silence.
I'm gonna look at the ground, look back up. He definitely sees me, right? He's looking right at me.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna wave.
There's a moment where he's considering what to do. He thinks for a second. And begins to walk away from the town square.
I'm just gonna watch where he goes.
You watch for a little ways as this figure goes kind of down a road, takes a little bit of a detour to the left, and you see, just kind of set slightly apart from the other houses here in the village, a small cottage with garden, hedges outside, small little white picket gate. He opens, closes, and goes inside.
This is not a cottage I recognize, right?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's awkward. Can we go, like, maybe find an inn? Or, I don't know, go pitch a tent in the woods far away or something?
Whatever do you mean, dear cousin?
I mean, I would perhaps like to be somewhere else than right here in this place I do not want to be right now.
So,
Who is that guy?
Fernie,
Do we need to beat him up? Because we will beat him up for you.
No, definitely not that. Also, he can probably take you.
I destroyed a
Forget
golem
I
with
said
my
that.
foot. I'll have you.
No, don't beat him up.
as best you can tell, Fernie does not have an inn.
Well, to the woods it is.
I mean, we could probably convince someone to give us lodging for the night.
I don't know. These houses seem built for kind of small folk.
The Fernie, I do believe, are size small. But, the hospitality and, even kind of sort of mentioning this to one of them, they will be absolutely falling over themselves. Oh, yeah, of course, we'll make some room. We'll stack some beds together, and you can sleep over here on these sacks, and it'll be fine. They will 100% put you up wherever you kind of try to plop your head for the night.
I mean, if you have an adventurers pack, you have like a bedroll and stuff at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a pop tent. It seems kind of...
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's big enough for one person.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know I had to pack for everyone. I thought you guys were had your own adventure packs.
It is our responsibilities. Wait, do adventurers packs all have pup tents in them?
I don't think
Nah.
so. I think I bought it
I
separately.
think so.
Okay.
We'll just find a tree to build a fire under.
Alrighty. So, after that tense, brief encounter, you all find a little spot on the outskirts of town to bed down for the evening. Before long, you have a nice small fire, helping keep away some of the bit of cold that's coming from these late winter months. But you have a nice night, kind of on the outskirts of this idyllic pastoral village.
Faith, you look intense.
Boo.
I think Edward is going to press Horatio about that mysterious stranger.
Oh, gossip. Circus people do like talking gossip, right?
Some hot God.
So, I don't know.
I mean, it's not gossip when you get somebody to tell them your story. It's only gossip when
That's
we talk
true.
about it without
First
Horatio.
person.
So Horatio, you leave and we'll all talk about it amongst ourselves.
First
Then
person
it's
is not gossip. I don't know how much my brother's kind of half gone spirit has told you about our own personal histories, but before I was in the circus, I went to the circus specifically to join my brother and go do something new, and before that I might have been here and married to him for a while
My stars.
before I left.
You're like as in Fernie?
No, we did. That was not our home. I've never actually even been to Fernie, as nice and quaint as it is. So I'm kind of not sure why he is there, or what he might be doing, or who else. Nope, not going to think about that. I don't know.
Town of Shoonies.
Huh?
He's, a nice person. But, I left.
You left him to join the circus. No wonder he hates you.
When you put it that way, maybe it was not the best decision I have ever made in my life. But then again, maybe settling down when you're someone who doesn't like to be held down is also not a great decision. And then you have to make the best of a bad situation. Is what I've told myself for about the last 2 years. I never thought I'd even have to explain that to anybody. But here we are.
Small town.
Very small town.
Yes, I know all about Marion's personal history, but when it came to you, he respected your privacy.
There was a time I wanted to, bring him to see everyone, and it just never happened before things fell apart. I wouldn't say he's going to be helpful, but
I mean,
Now, you know.
helpful or not, maybe you do owe him a little bit of an apology.
He can do that whenever, he doesn't have to do it right now. Whenever he's ready to talk about it.
Yes, you're right. I am overstepping my bounds. This has gotten me in
Unless he's
trouble
an
before.
exorcist. Be hopeful.
he is not an exorcist, unfortunately.
And you write him a letter. I don't know. That way you hash out what you're going to say ahead of time.
Yeah, a letter would not go well. I might have left with a letter last time.
Not to actually send it, just to,
Oh no, I have two. He has a letter. There is a letter, but not a, well. It says the word I apologize. It says the words I apologize. It says a lot of things, but
text message breakup.
It's not for me to apologize to him when I'm still here. It's if something happened.
For someone who stares death in the face on a weekly basis, you're kind of a scaredy cat, aren't you?
Yes. Have you met me? I don't like conflict, okay? Sometimes it's easier to run away than to face people you might care about.
Oh yes, preaching to the choir. There is a long, long trail of broken hearts behind me.
Clap him on the shoulder. I like that. That's good.
Good.
Pull out journal, start writing. obviously striking things out occasionally.
Well, if there's anything else you wish to talk about or discuss around the campfire on the outskirts of the Shuni village? If not,
So what do we so I think Horatio goes away for a while, comes back. His voice is a little hoarse. What do we want to do tomorrow? It would be nice to know what our plans are so I can prepare my spells in the morning.
Probably go back to Carrick so that we can find that priest of Abadar and maybe see about fixing up Faith and
Yeah.
Fabian.
Sounds good to me. Considering
And-
how many nights do we have left?
We don't
well, it's
We'll know.
know.
you're currently paying rent for the circus at the grounds they are occupying in Carrick. I believe it's 5 silver a day. But
Just a minute. How long after people started having the nightmares did they die? Wasn't it like fairly quick, like a week or two or something?
Well, it's not this. We don't know if they're the same thing.
That's reassuring.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sort of inclined to go see what this spirit singer Boraloo
Oh, yeah, that's right,
tell
Borlu.
us.
Yes, let's go
Spirit
there.
singer sounds helpful.
Yeah,
It's a
we
bit of
can
a hiding spot
Astonley? Is that where it said?
cast.
Yeah.
down there.
So we'd have to go through Carrick to get to Castonley.
Yeah, so we can just see. We can talk to the priest of Abadar first, and if that's unhelpful or a wash, then we just go straight on through to Castonley. Maybe stop at the Life Root Stone along the way.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. You plot your journey out, then are able to fall into a pleasant sleep. It seems just the natural ambiance of this quaint village gives you a nice rest, probably except for Horatio, and the knowledge that, a couple 100 feet away is someone who at one point you expected to spend your life with. But most of you can make your daily all of you can make your daily preparations and whatnot, having rested, bringing us to the next morning, wheel day 23rd of Kuthona.
Am I still enfeebled?
All right. So, were
Or
you
fatigued?
also fatigued?
Yes,
I believe the
I
fatigue
have two
wears
things.
off.
Okay,
at
so I'm
this
not
point,
fatigued
You are no longer fatigued.
because I got a good night's rest.
Right.
The enfeebled I got from the Roper, from Mr. Roper.
Mr. Roper. Let me check Mr. Roper.
Still enfeebled from that as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So,
Yeah, me too.
Enfeebled too, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Twin feebled.
So by the time you wake up, so no one's more than enfeebled 2, right? That's the most enfeebled anybody is? Or is anyone enfeebled 3?
I only got to 2.
I think we're all
Just
at
one.
2.
Alright, 2.
I was at one.
So folks that are 2 and lower, your enfeebled condition does end. At the end, when you're waking up, you can still feel it a little bit, and a little bit of the soreness still lingers, but after stretching a bit and having some breakfast and getting 2, that you feel better at that point. So it does
feel
last a
much
long
better.
time, but You
Not
are no
fight any
longer
more of those
invisible.
ropers.
Sickly
Probably no
strands.
ropers in Carrick, right?
So even Enfeebled
Probably
2
not.
is gone?
Yeah.
Yes, Enfeebled 2 will go down to 0 by the time you wake up.
Okay.
If you're enfeebled 3, it would, I guess, probably only be enfeebled 1.
I gotta manually fix this. It did not auto fix.
So that's that. Just don't mind me taking out your rent.
We are ready to go back, or do we need to do any kind of errands before we go?
Yeah, no, I don't think that there is like much useful in Fernie.
No, we want to sneak out of Fernie as unnoticedly as possible.
I don't think we have to go that far. You notice Horatio is looking that direction. You know, every couple minutes.
You can run an errand if you
we're-
need to,
I am
or we
maybe
can go.
maybe not today.
Okay,
Not today.
we'll go back.
So, with the knowledge of where Dorthan's cottage is, deep breath, steeling yourself, pressing on in the morning, out from Fernie to return back to Carrick. The journey, though uneventful, does take you most of the day. You have a full 16 miles on foot to get back to Carrick, so that will last pretty much most of the day. You will get back in the evening time to Carrick, but with little fanfare. Passing through Matt Cleave, another sleepy
bullets on the
farming
way?
village. No bullets this time. Kind of passing by the road back to Old Crow's place. You take the Verdant Passage, pretty much the entirety, from Fernie to Carrick, arriving in the evening to the main farming town of the Swardlands.
Think they have nighttime services at the church, or do we have to wait till morning?
Well, as you begin to ask around to see if this priest of Abadar Jemai Hendry is around, apparently he is not in town currently. He has gone and made early trips to go out to Turpin Row. Because this weekend there is the Stump Festival that is going on in Turpin. So apparently he has some functions to perform in that.
So the Stump Festival isn't in Stump? The Stump Festival's in Turpin Row? Did they have a Turpin Row festival in Stump?
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we say.
Are they playing Stump? Is that what the Stump
Is the
Festival
Stump Festival as boring as it sounds? Are they really excited
so-
about tree stumps?
Well, what you know is, especially around Turpin Row and around the forests around there,
They're lumberjacks, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, there is a large lumberjack community around the outskirts of the Emmenwood to the southeast. So it is a whole thing, whole festival, and apparently it's coming up kind of, since it's I think they do multiple throughout the year. It's not an annual thing. It's, Stump Festival happens a couple times
What
a year.
happens at the Stump Festival?
Should they do that like log pushing thing down a hill that's really dangerous and people?
All that good shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
All that good shit.
What is that thing called?
To the thing where they throw the logs?
caber toss.
Caber tossing.
Throw
Like
stumps.
I'm imagining it like a combination Highland Games and Oktoberfest, but replace Germany with lumberjacks.
Oh, it's a Japanese thing. Onbashira. You just
Oh.
you push a log down a hill and you get on it and ride it. And
Oh my
lots of
God.
People get injured severely in it.
Oh, I imagine so.
That sounds unsafe.
Apparently, 1,200-year-old tradition.
How many days until the Stump Festival?
So it would be on the weekend. So you're currently middle of the week, Wheel Day. So this would take place on Star Day. So 3 days time from now.
We have to go to this.
I really want to go to this too.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
then-
guys, your curse can wait.
and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. There is apparently it's going to last for 2 weeks. So it's not just a one-day affair. It is as the beginning of the year, kind of celebrating the new year as well. They had the Stump Festival.
Let me guess, you don't want to miss any of the activities, do you?
Yeah, is there like an itinerary that we can see?
So yeah, I mean,
Like, is there a Stump Festival schedule handout that you have there?
Could we put on not a full-on circus performance, but like a mini performance at the Stump Festival
That sounds like an amazing idea.
That's a
as
great idea.
marketing for our circus?
So typically,
Some sort of tree-related thing, I guess.
What? Yeah, it's tree related for sure, and it's mostly centered around the loggers and the people of Turpin Row and the surrounding areas because Turpin Row is a company town. There's a logging company called the Yalbro Consortium, and typically the Stump Festival is open to the loggers and their families and kind of local things. People can come in and join, or watch the main activities and partake of the food and drink. There is a distillery in the nearby locale of Turpin Row, but yeah, and it is pretty much logging lumberjack events as you would most likely anticipate.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
So how long does the festival run for?
2 weeks, so it'll start on the 3rd, 24th, 25th, 26th of Kuthona and run through the beginning of the new year.
So we got 7 days or something, right?
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
Yeah, there's nothing saying necessarily you have to be there at the beginning of the Stump Festival because it does run for a couple weeks.
So we could still stop by Castanley,
I mean, I'm sure that there's some sort of opening ceremony type thing.
carrying the torch, cutting down the trees.
Cutting down the trees, yeah.
So, mentioning the circus and potentially bringing a show to Turpin Row during the Stump Festival, is it your intent to travel this way with your circus? You can certainly do so, it just takes a bit longer to travel with the full caravan.
I mean, we don't need the full circus,
Nah.
but we
Yeah,
do
let's-
need
you
enough
wanna
to
do, like, a
put on a little bit
sideshow.
of performance, a sideshow. But not a sideshow, because that's like...
A flash mob.
I believe we already also promised. That's awkward. Fernie,
Miss Fernie.
a performance.
Yeah. I mean,
Can't decide if I love that idea or hate that idea.
Yeah, Matt and Cleve did have a wide enough open area where you could set up a circus there, and the Shoonies promised that they would make the show if it's in Matt and Cleve.
So maybe we do the circle, the lap.
We,
Matt and Cleve. Well, I guess our Carrick will be the finale. Matt and Cleve will be the penultimate. We do the circle though.
well, it's not really a circle. There's no road from the Husna
Well,
crossroads to
We'll
the...
make a road.
we're working on. We don't
We
need.
don't need roads
On
exactly.
foot,
Wait,
yeah, you can
so
definitely go
our plan is
off-road.
to ford the river
With our
caravans,
oxen.
With
That's
our
right.
oxen.
I don't think that
We're all
we'd be-
gonna die of dysentery. But I gotta learn about the curse.
Are like any of these towns on the way? Do they have like circusy spaces? Do you think? How big are they?
So what you know, there's between the Hollows and Castanley. The Hollows is more of a landmark. Yeah, so it's actually the Castanley Hollows burying ground. So the Hollows is, this marshy area. There's oak and tangled brush in the hills. It's very kind of, simplistic grave markers and what that. They're very early peoples of the Isle of Kortos used this area as a burial ground where the departed would kind of just sink into the marshes and the mires around this forest. Now, it's kind of been abandoned for a long time, but there's a kind of, it's the old graveyard from the old burial grounds out just on the outskirts of the Solwyn Hills.
I don't think they haven't built anything over them.
The farms have built close to the Hollows, and by doing that, sometimes they're dredging up land and discovering mummified bodies in the bogs of the Hollows. But yeah, that happens sometimes. There's also Castanley, which is more of a proper farming town. It's probably close to the size of Matt and Cleve, so kind of similar in scope. It's on rocky ground, so it's doesn't produce as many crops right around Castanley, but it does have a bunch of orchards. So it's a relative to the size of Matt and Cleve town. It's just about the southern correspondent to Matt and Cleve, which is further north. Keeping on the road to that, there's Cawshax, which is very small. Another farming town. There's the rumor, and since Horatio did live here for a good bit, that they think the name Cawshax came because there were cow farms, and it was originally called cow shacks for the cattle sheds that would be around the outskirts of the town. So, yep, it's a tiny town, Cawshax is. So, by comparison to something like Castanley or something else. And then there's Turpin Row, which is the company town. Not quite the size of Castanley, because it's more specifically the people who are loggers and lumberjacks that are working in that area, and people who work at the nearby distillery. So it's a company town. They're mostly logging the Emmenwood. There's a Terp Spirits distillery. And, it's just trying to forest and log in that area. It's mostly what they're attempting to do there.
So I guess, yeah, do we want to bring the circus to Castanley, or leave it here?
We leave it. We can come back. We can do a circus once none of us are cursed. That's my inclination.
Okay.
How does everybody feel about that? Fabian's good with it.
We'll move faster if we.
I'm more concerned with the curse than the circus.
Yeah.
Personally.
Faith's okay with it. Okay.
I mean, we can.
Again, we have more important things to do.
Well, we could do some viral marketing of our circus. Well, if we go to some festival.
Right. I figure we go down to Turpin Row while we try to fix the old tower or the old forest tower or whatever. And we can partake in the festival, and between the 6 of us, we can probably put on a pretty good promotional show.
Yeah.
Teaser, come to Carrick. And
we can say that. We're gonna have a big show in Carrick in a week or 2.
Or maybe Matt and Cleve.
And I mean, I was thinking we could, after we have finished this chapter more or less, we can just do the victory lap then.
Assuming we're not railroaded
Victory lap of
into.
performances.
Right.
We could be.
It is up to you. What do you want to do?
Do we want to go to the life root stone first?
I think
before
curses
casting
first, and then we can come back.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have people die if it is that.
Can't fix Aeon towers if you're dead.
Hmm. Well,
Wise words.
Alrighty. Well, I assume you're going to spend the evening back with your circus family in Carrick. Is there still stations and set up there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, another evening comes. You are able to sleep back in your normal beds, ready to set out the next day, heading toward the Hollows, toward Castonley, and down in that direction. So, as you are all trying to bed down for the night, it's dark. It's late at night. Pretty much all the town of Carrick is asleep. Except not everybody. Just Oarshisk. The arrangement of your wagon is such that you're kind of toward the middle of the group. Just so happened that the wagons were arrayed this way. And you hear something. Pretty good hearing. And the noise is quiet but distinct. The creaking of wooden planks that are being pried apart. You look out from your wagon. You see, in the dim illumination of the circus's night lamps, figures are visibly crouched near the wagon that holds the circus's funds. One is working at the rear hatch with a pry bar, while 3 others skulk nearby. The rest of you are fast asleep. Only you notice this, Oarshisk.
How, like, is it like a burly? Do they like how like physically fit do they seem?
You see 4 humanoid figures, and they seem on the shorter side. Not like halfling size, but not very tall.
Can I? How far away is where they are from where I am?
So peeking out your wagon window, they're about 40 feet away from you.
Can I try? Can I open, or can I like try to stealthily open the door and creep out?
You certainly can. Quietly open the door, crouch down low, hunkering down, crawling lizard stance. You go around. From this vantage point, you see there's one trying to open the hatch with the pry bar and kind of getting frustrated with it, trying to... and you see the other one has this little, like, small tin can of paint. And you see is in the middle of painting the words "Go Home Freaks" on the side of this wagon. The other 2 are looking out. None of them seem to notice you as you approach as close as you want to these people.
I'm going to, because I have my whistle, I'm gonna put it in my mouth. And then I'm gonna creep up And then I'm going to... What am I going to do? I mean, there's 4 of them. Does it look like I could take them?
You
What
size
level
them
are
up.
they?
Awarsha's
Are they armed?
Well, so first off, Awarsha's, do you have low light or dark vision? I forget.
Ooh, I don't
It
think
is
I
dark.
do. It is dark. I don't think I have any special senses.
Okay. So, what you can tell, it seems that you do spot some clubs and daggers on these individuals. Not particularly well armored or anything like that. And from this distance, you can tell that they're not. By no means are they big, strong brutes. In fact, they look pretty scrawny, the lot of them, and they're kind of short. But you can't really see distinguishing features or their faces or anything else kind of about them. You just notice where the figures are in the dark.
How far is Faith's cabin?
As far as Faith's cabin,
Yeah, Faith's wagon.
well, I think Faith got upgraded from the storage wagon, so you probably
That's true.
about 50 feet away from Faith. Still a little bit more in the outskirts, seniority and whatnot. Kind of gets more to the middle of camp. But... So,
Can I get over to her cabin?
sure, if you want to try to sneak that way.
Yeah.
Okay, you sneak away from this group. You hear more frustrated. But as you sneak away, you kind of trip a little bit over some rocks that were in the middle here, but they do not seem to notice.
Hey.
You can easily make your way over to Faith.
Faith, do you lock your cabin door at night? How are you with that? Your wagon door. What kind of
I don't lock my cabin door at night.
I'm gonna open it and come in.
All right,
Start locking my door.
Faith, they're suddenly kind of bleary-eyed. Orshus is pretty quiet, so probably Orshus gets like in the cabin with you before you notice like, whoa, there's a big lizard folk standing in the middle of your room.
I'm gonna universal sign for be quiet, and I'm gonna open the door and like gesture. Can she see from where she is? Like if we peek out the
if
door?
you point out, yeah, it's kind of you're around the side, so you can't see all 4 of the figures, but you see the one who's kind of working with it, and you see one of the lookouts there.
I'm gonna point to the other people's cabins and shrug, or point to them, shrug. I don't know.
Point to the cabins and then thumbs up. I don't speak sign language. This is.
I'm gonna point to Faith and point to
I would say Faith's been traveling with you for long enough that you probably understand at least some signs for basic communication. Like this, you've been traveling together a lot, so
you should go get Horatio and Edward, and then I'm gonna go get Fabian.
Okay. A thumbs up, and I go to Horatio and Edward. Share.
I don't
Yep.
think Edward. No.
Because
No.
isn't what's his name still there? Marion?
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
Marion, yeah,
Other
It's
Marion.
very weird to sleep near
Yeah.
his unconscious body, but
yeah, there's that, and it's like
We-
semi-conscious too, which is even worse. But I think Edward would be now in the storage wagon. Like Faith's not the junior member of
Okay.
the circus now, so Edward probably has some accommodations, or unless you think Edward would sleep somewhere else.
Yeah, I guess Marion's old wagon is currently occupied,
Yep.
and neither Marion nor Edward want to be in there with him.
Nope.
Fabian
that
always
works.
keeps his door locked, right? I imagine Fabian's the type to like.
Yeah, I imagine so. Unfortunately, I'm sure you cannot.
So,
I will say that we did move a lot of Marion's stuff into the storage wagon.
sure. Some of the
Like,
old
under cover of
memories
night.
possessions. Yeah.
The
used to-
incense scented ever-burning torch.
Yeah. Some of these old possessions of Marion are comforting to the new arrangement. But both Faith and Awarshisk, you sneak by, and the four still don't seem to notice. The lookouts are like actively looking around for people. They don't see you. They don't notice you.
They just suck.
So I'm gonna get Edward first. Is the storage?
Yeah.
All right, you go and wake Edward.
Okay. I quietly tell you to go get Horatio. Point out that there's people trying to steal our stuff,
All right.
and then I want to get a little bit closer to them. I'm not going to confront them. I just want to watch them to see if they run or whatever. See if they go to take off.
All right.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to manifest Marion and go and get Horatio.
Beginning Fabian.
Okay.
When you open Horatio's door, he's already up, like with his staff. What's going on?
Mischief.
There's doings that transpire.
There's mischief and fuckery.
And Awarshisk,
Drops the
you
staff to
reach
his back.
Fabian.
Mechanically, I prepared alarm today, so I figured since I didn't use it, I put it on my door.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Makes sense.
I'll like knock on Fabian's window, I guess.
That's a good solution. Do I stir? I don't know. How deep am I sleeping? Do I
Ooh,
roll
you're
to?
a cat. Let's see. I'll make a perception check for. Let's see. No, yeah, Fabian, you do. It takes you a second.
Okay.
Kind of like do the cat
And then-
stretch, arch back,
I'll-
and then.
See Awarshisk, and I'll unlock the door. It is still very late out to be leaving at this hour. What's going on? The sun's not even up.
So there's people breaking into our cabin because I can talk to Fabian.
Oh yeah. Oh dear. I'll grab my mace. Let's go.
Trying to steal money.
Oh, we can't be having that.
That's our rent money. We want to find out why. They could just be some random hoodlums. Don't know, but maybe there is somebody who I'd just like to find out. Maybe there's more people than just the 4 people. I don't know.
So, a short while, you all kind of, in your now seasoned adventure abilities, are able to kind of get in position around them and see each other, while they're still kind of looking out, and you see the guy who has finished painting "Go Home Freaks" and a couple exclamation marks, kind of rattles the can, and one of them tells him, shut up. While the one with the crowbar is prying a little bit, and you see the kind of latch snap on the wagon that goes to where all
Fix
the
that,
tables are.
man.
I would like to avoid notice and sneak up on in there.
Okay.
Just say what are we doing, guys?
Oh, I'm
You
gonna
all-
spook the hell out of them.
You all can get as close as you want. They do not seem to notice you.
Can
You
I
can see Horatio is trying not to yell at them.
Can I go up right behind the guy with the crowbar and say, "Hey, let me help with that"?
So you go up and you see that the figure that turns around in utter shock and surprise, nearly dropping the crowbar, actually looks like this. and you see a young teenage human girl with a crowbar and a dagger, kind of like,
Teenagers.
shit! And then you see the other one, the paint can drops, you see them kind of pull out clubs and everything, and they look around. Just do any of the rest of you reveal yourselves at this point, or do you stay hidden?
Faith is going to reveal herself at this point.
Good. Faith,
Well, I'll stay
Tiefling monk
hidden just in
out of the
case somebody-
shadows.
She's
Fabian, you stay crouched low. Cat stance ready to strike. Horatio Arshisk?
Yeah, what's the best spell? God, I wish I had prestidigitation today. I'll just cast like an electric arc into the air.
Ooh,
Okay.
fancy.
The lightning shoots up. You see some people kind of restoring into their cabins as the little bit of lightning strikes there. Arshisk, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll come out.
Okay. Seeing the lot of you, even with Fabian still hidden and magic shooting up into the air, they are all just scared shitless. There's enough with the lightning illuminating the darkness around here that you can tell it's 4 teenagers that were trying to break into your wagon. This one obviously seems to be the leader of the group. She's kind of like holding the crowbar out, threatening and being like, stay back. We're not afraid to fight you. We'll do it.
I don't
freaks."
doubt it.
You'll just
Also-
lose horribly.
Also, glass houses. You're wearing
Hey.
your ponytail right on top of your head, and your sandals are mismatched.
What? Doesn't matter.
I woke up 3 minutes ago, and I can already tell. Listen,
Do they do this regularly? Is this like a regular pastime of theirs?
I doubt it, because circuses don't normally come to town.
You see,
She
there's the
break
guy
and
who's
enter.
holding the paint. It's like, yeah, you guys are weird freaks. We can't take any of that. All with the murders and the bad stuff happening around town. You see this girl kind of turn over. Shut up.
All right,
what-
those started a long time before we got here. Now,
And what do they know about them?
do you know anything about those, by the way?
Since you brought it up.
They're worse now that you're here, because now we've got to
Are
deal
they?
with murders and potentially getting murdered, and then whatever the hell you're doing here.
So, just to be clear,
You
you
know-
think we're murderers,
Cha?
and you decided to deface our property.
Just take back what should be ours, freaks coming in from out of town with all their money, and stuff. I saw like your old man, your old grandpa, your freaky grandpa leader giving money to freaking weirdo Opper, but so there's money.
Yeah,
I
it's
know there's
called
money
rent.
and you're holding out on us.
It's called rent. All right? We
Whatever.
pay to live here.
Sounds stupid.
That.
It is stupid. I agree. We shouldn't have to pay rent.
Yeah.
Property should be free. Yeah, let's all be
so-
communists.
Yeah, we should. So, we should take your money
No.
to leave. So, what are you gonna do? You're gonna kill us, you freaks? Just gonna kill us where we stand here,
Nah,
monsters.
I don't think we will. Although, don't tempt me.
The other
In
kids
fact-
kind of look to each other like,
You know what? I think I want to hire you.
About to say that.
what?
It's like they're related or something. Look, you need money, right? You apparently need money.
And we got to promote the show, but we have other important business we got to take care of. So,
I mean,
surely you're not the only kids in town, right?
how good is their graffiti?
No. I mean, there's they definitely had some problems with the K. Like the K is elongated, just way too long. It's like a capital K in the middle of the word. No, there's little artistic talent there.
Like a
It's
corn
graffiti.
K.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They wanted the corn K.
I mean, maybe it could be like retro. It's like like kind of like a.
What makes you think that we want to work with freaks like you?
I mean, I guess
What else is there to do here? Most boring place in Galarian.
One of the other kids is like, this is kind of got a point. She's like, shut up, Lummond. Ugh.
Hey, Graham, how much are tickets?
Oh,
How much are tickets to our show?
They
Not something that we thought about.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be more than a few copper, given
Yeah.
the capacity and what your normal payout is. Probably under a silver for most people.
Yeah.
Of course, they can come and like play carnival games and do extra things here and tips and whatever. So they end up spending a bit more usually than a few copper pieces, but it's
Okay,
usually under
okay.
silver.
Tell you what. How many kids are in town? Not counting yourselves.
Like I don't know, couple dozen. What does it matter? You're gonna eat all the kids in town, you freaks.
No, but we do like money, as you have well noticed. So, what we're going to do is, if you can get all of those kids to come, I'll give you each an entire gold piece. 5 silver now, 5 silver after our first show.
The kids kind of look to each other like, and then you see this one of them, the one that she called Lummond's, like, Annihilate, that's a whole gold piece. I know, I can count. Ugh.
count to 1.
Count to 1. And Nyla says, so we just have to get people to come to your stupid show?
Oh yeah. That's all it takes. Just, tell them about us.
Make a secret check for Edward.
Do we have any way to ensure they're not going to try to just steal from us again? I'll ask, I guess, Fabian and Horatio.
Magic.
Well, if we come back and it turns out that someone has stolen from us, they don't get the rest of the money.
In fact, we get the money back, and then they don't get the rest of the money.
Yeah, also, we can now describe them to the guards.
Exactly.
Fine. Like, 5 silver for each of us now, and then we get people to come and come see your stupid show, your stupid freaky freak show, and then you get 5 more silver for each of us after the show.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll see.
There's another one who kind of comes up, this shorter person who apparently was one of the lookouts, and he's like, but Anila, aren't you gonna... Shut up, Gabriel! Ah!
Now, everybody has a voice here. What were you going to say?
The one apparently called Gabriel says, I think Anila's, like, leaving? Like, the next day or so? Anila looks very annoyed at this. But the deal is that we each get the money if we just make all the other kids go, right? So it doesn't matter that I'm not going to be here for the next couple days, okay? Doesn't matter. So, okay, money please, and we'll go do this stupid thing.
How many of them are there?
4.
4.
Okay, so that is, and we're giving them 5 silver.
There are 5 of us, so we can each just dish out 4 silver.
No, I have the party funds. I
Oh,
have the
okay.
party funds.
So you go and drop 5 silver pieces in each of the teenagers' hands.
1 for you, 2 for you, and 3 for you, and
So,
4.
are you going to the Stump Festival?
Some festival. It's so stupid. It's a dumb, stupid thing. I'm not gonna tell you. You guys are freaks. You're gonna do something freaky, and like when I go.
Probably, but is that a bad thing?
Like, make people enjoy their evenings in the most boring place on Galarian?
No, like I'm going back to my house. Okay, I live over that way. Okay, I'm just like, in Carrick usually.
Okay.
Well, you know, pretty soon we're going to go on tour. We're going to hit every single one of these towns. Not that you would want to see a bunch of freaks like us, right?
Yeah, I get enough freaky stuff anyway. God. All right, fine. So we'll get the kids to go to your stupid show. Okay, just we'll make it happen. Okay. But Anilo, I'm tired. Shut up.
You don't have to do it tonight, okay? Tomorrow, the next day, doesn't matter. Like I said, we have a couple of errands to run.
Fine. Whatever. Can we go?
So where are you going? You said some direction. What direction?
I think to Castonley.
Oh, well, we're going that way to Castonley tomorrow.
Yes.
Are you going alone?
Yeah.
A teenager? Okay. Nope, you're coming with us.
I'm not. No. Ugh. Gross.
Would you rather get eaten by bullets?
Does she even
We
know what
fought
they
several
are?
bullets like 3 days ago.
Land shark.
I'm not gonna get eaten.
They eat people.
They do eat people.
And Shoonies.
I'm pretty sure they also think teenagers are especially tasty.
Where are these kids' parents?
They may not have them. Or they may have run away.
Do you come out and say that, Fabian?
I will come out and say that. At this point, I don't think they're
shoots
going
you
to
a
hold for it.
dark look.
Look, wouldn't it be pretty cool to have, like, your own personal bodyguards?
Is
I
that
don't want a lumpy, foldy cat as a bodyguard.
No one does.
Hey!
I gotta agree with her, Fabian. She's sharp.
I am gonna chuckle a little bit. I don't know, is that rude?
Betrayal. Woken up in the night for betrayal.
Are you not gonna let me go then? Like, just gonna make me go with you tomorrow to Castonley?
Yeah,
I mean,
basically.
We
That's
can't
what's going
make
to happen.
He's not staying in my tent, my wagon.
Is this kidnapping?
No. We can't make you do anything, okay? But,
Okay, then I'm leaving.
alright. I will tell you
Try
that
not
we
to
are
die.
going to be leaving at this hour in the morning. And so, if you want maybe a little bit of company, maybe a little bit of a song, maybe a little bit of, I don't know, just someone to keep the scary monsters at bay.
That's true, he stinks.
Or you can follow us without us knowing. I don't know. Uh-oh.
That
Yeah, what
all
you do with that
sounds
information is up to you.
disgusting. No, thank you. I'll be fine on my own, like I always am.
Alright, you're free to go. Leave the paint.
We'll be back after your dumb circus, and we'll get the rest of the money. But she goes, she turns, she shouts out, Gabriel, Orvalo, Lemon, let's go. And they try to like stride out as confidently as they possibly can, but you know, the rest of them are quite shaken with this whole event.
Where did these kids find daggers?
Yep. And interacting with her, she seems pretty rough around the edges, kind of rough and tumble. Frayed clothing a little bit, but she passes out of the circus with as much confidence as she could possibly muster and exits the camp.
It doesn't seem
for
very friendly.
dealing
Not
with the
at all.
delinquents peacefully, you all get 80 experience points.
Easily? What,
Are there
if we
people
kill
who
them
murder
otherwise?
the teenagers?
can't speak to other groups' actions. They be
I think the
compliant.
answer is yes. They probably don't realize it at first, and then fireball or something.
Backstab somebody,
Sounds like an awkward
and they have one hit
PR
point.
thing later.
So, assuming you return back to your cabins, make sure the latch is back secured as it possibly can after Anila's crowbar undid the latch to your funds wagon. You are able to sleep the rest of the night peacefully, and in the morning begin your preparations to make the trip toward Castanley. Much to, I'm sure, Edward's dismay, you see no teenage girl coming to join you as you are ready to set off at the hour you told her. But coming on this cold day, bit of wind, a few clouds, as you start to make your way toward the Spirit Singer, toward the Hollows, toward whatever mysteries might entail in the neighborhood of the Life Root Stone, which we may get to next time on Really Playing Games.